Chitty chat time. Uh, so happy to have my car today, but first thing, this is the first time I left Max alone, and I left him alone here because it's really hot. It's 97 degrees out today here. 97. So, can you imagine leaving him in the car? He would have roasted. I would have had roasted and broasted puppy when I came out. So no, he stayed here. And I went to see if I could get him an appointment to get groomed. And of course, the groomer's not there. Unfortunately, her sister had a stroke. So there goes the grooming. So I'm not sure when she'll be back. Wish her sister well. Hopefully they started some help with her right away. You need to get started on that when you get a stroke immediately so you can get things reconnected up here, rewired. You can rewire the brain, but you've got to start on it right away for strokes. Anyway, so, yeah, it's still cool in here, even though it's 97 out, because I did do my, as you can see, my curtain there. When I close this section off, it does stay cool. Now you go up behind that little curtain there, and it's a good 20, 30 degrees warmer on the other side. So, anyway, oh, am I ever going to get poor little Maxie groomed? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say, well, before I get to there, look at my little plant. I got another flower again. And I did cut it back because it was just going to grow, tall and lanky. And then I had a couple of leaves that were yellow on the bottom, so I took them off. And I've got nice little leaves coming up here too, so, my little plant is doing well, and it's blossoming again. Can't believe I got another little flower out there, which is nice. Today, I had a reading with Diane. Is it Diane Tarot? Diane? See if I can find it again. I may have, yeah, Diane's Tarot. We had a little bit of trouble getting it set up. My first appointment, she's on the East Coast, and so it was really early here, and I didn't know she's on the East Coast, and there's a big time difference. So anyway, we rescheduled it for yesterday, and excuse me, that's driving me crazy. I got a hair that's sticking out that's making me. Anyway, so we set it for yesterday, and it was supposed to be at 10 a.m. my time. So I get the appointment set, I'm getting ready to go, and I get a call, and they say, oh, your car's being dropped off between 10 and 11. I'm like, really? She was really gracious about it and said, well, it's not time for a spirit. It's, I said, of all the times in the day, are you kidding me? It's the one time I have an appointment, and that's the time they're coming. So, fabulous. But she was really gracious about it. So we finally did connect today. And her reading was really spot on. I've had things done by other psychics and readers, and they're always, oh, you're going to get a boyfriend, you're going to this, you're going to that. Nonsense, but no, her reading was really spot on. And we had a lot of fun. It was good, you can't read yourself. Yes, readers and psychics go to other readers and psychics, and you know, you have your reading done. I haven't done it for a long time, and like I said, I've tried a number of people, not on this site, none of our people here, but where I was living, and they were all bogus. But like I said, she was on, and she was spot on with everything. Okay, so you know, we had a really good time also, and maybe one of these days we'll do a joint live session. We'll see, but maybe in the future I'm going to keep in contact with her, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I highly recommend her for a reading, because like I say, I've had one from her, and it was so good. Really was spot on. She pulled the cards, and it was like, oh my God. Okay, crystals, energy healer, okay, spiritual teacher. Yeah, you're on the right path. You're doing what you're supposed to do. I'm like, yeah, can I get away for a while? No such luck. So anyway, but no, it was really good. And it was, like I said, it was a lot of fun. All my people around here, my animals, my collection of spirit guides, animals. Yeah. So yeah, no, it was fun. And then we went through a lot of the past life things. And yeah, like told my students, I've done the spiritual path for a lot of times. Okay, I mean lot of times. Psychic, oracle, spiritual, yeah, for eons. I mean, just way back. So anyway, yeah, no, it was good. She was saying that things are kind of at a standstill for me, and it has been. But she was absolutely right with that. Has been for this last year. It's just been like. But the good news is everything's going to change once I get my house. Then it's all going to expand, and but it's going to be a while before that happens. Yeah, not until after summer, which is not a surprise. That's again not a surprise. But yeah, no. Anyway, it was really good, and there they go again. Yeah, working on the next thing. Now, a couple things she told me that were kind of surprises, and some of them are not surprises. Like the spirit guide is a Native American, not a surprise. Okay. But things are going to more start opening and doing more with healing herbs and flowers, florals, and herbs. Now that's something I have never gotten into, and more into crystals. I do have a lot of crystals, okay, but I haven't really done a lot with them, to this point, because my journey was again through Kundalini, and so yeah, that was interesting, getting involved in something else, and more energy, more healing work, more of that type of stuff as well. Again, not a big surprise. Guys. Yeah, like I said, I've been having this they want to have more access. So this has been working for a while now, and And it's the oddest thing. It feels like it's closed. So it's not like regular tendinitis or something where you have, it's one side, it feels closed, but you have that, and it's keeping amping up and up and up and up and up. So, yeah, that's being worked on, which I've known for a while too, that's, you never know where your spiritual path is going to go. Like I was saying, I had that one time and area. It's not on the tarot site, but on my other channel, Guru Swami G, you'll see, it's getting louder. Anyway, you can see when I was working with Siddhananda, and we were working with people that are already left the body, but yet they're in kind of a hold situation. So we did about, I think it's about 50, around 50 sessions with ones on the other side. Okay. So if you're interested in that stuff, you can find it on my Guru Swami G site, my other YouTube channel. And we'll get giving, it was odd how it happened. I went to Mexico, and I went down to where they had the Mayan temples and everything. And then I had brought a lot of stones back with me. I went and bought a lot. I mean, I had a lot. And all of these, spirits from the other side connected with that and wanted to have counseling, help to move forward on their journeys. Oh, now it just amped up another degree. Anyway, we had all type of ones come through. Now, some of them were negative, and the negative ones, now the way I worked it was I would hold the crystal, and I would have my pendulum, and it would let me know if there was a spirit waiting there to be worked on, someone to be worked on or not. And then before we started working on them, I checked to see if they were, in fact, because we had a few negative ones try to come through and disrupt things. But what I did is, if you say, do you bow to the light of truth? You bow to God, bow to the light of truth, they won't do it. They won't do it, the negative ones. They'll try to sometimes manipulate a way around it, okay? But you catch them every time. And so I just, told them they had to leave and did some mantra. I have some mantras and sent them on their way. Said, we're not here to have disruptive spirits, you just stay in the darkness, whatever it is you're doing, but you don't belong here, okay? So those we sent on their way right away. Some of them were really funny. Now, every time we got the linga stone, the stone like a linga, we'd have one of the babas coming through, and they were really, oh my God. We had one that was so funny, Big Baba Light or something he was called, and he was just, I'm big and I'm this and I'm that. Oh, you think you are, yeah. We sent him to this other Baba, and man, he turned him every way but loose. It was really funny. So some of them on there, you'll see they're pretty funny. Now, we had ones even as far back as to Mayans that were there during the ceremony where they, cut the heart out. Yeah. So they've been waiting around for quite some time. We had some that actually transitioned into more realization. Okay. We had some that just wanted to come and hang out in the energy, and I had one great big amethyst, big huge amethyst, and they'd want to go just hang out in the energy. So we had like the little amethyst hotel. We'd put them in there for a while, you know. So some of them hung around for quite some time. We had a number of helpers on the other side. They were really interesting. I'd find out what religious persuasion they were. If they were Christians, sometimes we'd have Mary come, sometimes Christ would come to work with them. If they were Hindu, we had some masters. One of them was a woman, and she's still embodied in form up in the Himalayas. So we had a couple of Himalayan masters, and then we had one that was just, he was funny. He was one of the sadhu, and so he was really funny. So yeah, depending on what their religious persuasion was, we would connect them with someone on the other side that continued to aid them. Yeah, so that was really interesting. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm stopping, but they're working on attuning the channel. Okay. Anything. One thing she said that was like, what? Oh, do more of the vegetarian thing. Okay. Because I am grounded. I am really grounded. So we found out that she's like more in the, working with the, alien and other things, other dimensions, and I'm more grounded for Gaia in here now. And the reason I did that was more grounded was because of working with Kundalini with people. They were sometimes getting too, too much ungrounding. And since, when you're a Kundalini guru, there is a connection. With all the people I work with, there is a connection, and it works on their consciousness, okay? It's the way that is. And they needed to be more grounded. So that's why I started doing more of the Native American things, because I want them to really stay grounded in the midst of their journey. But now if I'm going to be working with, I never know. It goes, changes from one thing to another to another. I did the spiritual journey. It was 40 years this lifetime. This time, 40 years through the Kundalini journey with all the phenomena and all of that. So when everything blew out and it completed, then, I wanted to ground because I was working with other people. And I gave them all the knowledge I had, 20 years of it on YouTube. Yeah, you can find 20 years of satsangs and knowledge given out, basically on any subject you want, and that's on my other YouTube channel. It's under Guru Swami G. So yeah, when I did 20 years of it, I said, that's it. I have the book out, Kundalini from Hell to Heaven, and it's not like a regular book you find out there that they write that this chakra is blue, this chakra is red, this is actually for people going through that have Kundalini awakenings, and I give them a heads up, this is what comes along the journey, okay? Be ready for it. These are things that are beneficial, these are things that are not. So that's why that book is out. I guess they have a couple other things. One of the people that was a student put something out on the Amazon thing on Guru Swami Ji. It's a little booklet thing that you can read online. where he took mostly a lot of my writings and stuff and put it in a booklet form. Okay, so that's out there. And then I have another one. It's called, I don't even remember. These books I put out so long ago. Yeah, the one that sells the most is Kundalini From Hell to Heaven. And it's funny, if you see the back of the booklet, I was really heavy when I wrote it. The back booklet, I look like a, Cabbage Patch Kid or something. It was so, oh my God. Oh, we need to change that picture on there, but it's, mercy. Anyway, so the whole thing of this was basically just to say, give the recommendation that if you want a good reading, Diane Tarot is really excellent, but she is booked. Yeah, I guess I was lucky I got in when I did. And I'm glad I did it, you know. You can't read yourself. People go, well, if you're psychic, if you're this, why don't you do your own? Well, because you can't, okay? It doesn't work that way. You're too close to the subject. You're too close to it. So it's better to have somebody else do your readings. And I think that's about it for now, because they are really, the other side is working on this, and it's like, yeah, I got a lot of people around me. Again, not a surprise. What was a surprise, though, was how many animals. It's like on the other side, they gravitate to my energy, and I'm like getting all the strays. I've got bears, I've got wolves, I've got deer, I've got, Raj. Little Raj that just passed, he's with the female spirit guide over there, and she's carrying him. So, yeah, so Mr. Raj is doing fine. He's over there being carried and stuff. Yeah. But, yeah, like I said, it's really worth it to do the reading. Yeah. And I'm just interested to see what the heck are they having me do next. The tarot for me is fun. It was my, like I said, I did the spiritual teacher, guru, and then we've got Guru Purnima coming up too. That's another reason things are amping up energy. When it gets close to Guru Purnima, the energy really ramps up. And so the students on Guru Purnima, will all get together online and do meditation together. And, yeah, that's typical. I have to look and see what day it is. I know it's coming up. So I should do something for Guru Purnima. Yeah. As a guru, people look at me and, how can you be a guru? You're not Indian, you're not wearing this. Well, the thing is, gurus are there. You're supposed to be, guru means weighty with knowledge, okay? And you are there as a guru to break through their preconceived notions and conditionings, okay? And Lord knows, I don't fit any of the stereotypes for a guru. But again, it's there to, continue to break through these stereotypes, continue to do that. That's why they used to have the old, not the things they're doing now that they're saying are Tantra. What they're doing now in these sexual things, that's not Tantra. Okay, you don't pick your partner and go out to have a sexual high. Okay, really the Tantra was, and when it was using the sexualized, were Brahmins. Brahmins, which are the highest, um, that they would, the tantric master would pick their partner. If they didn't come in with a partner and it wasn't about, we're going to raise our energy and we're going to, do this thing together. Oh my goodness. Really, guys? Anyway, what they did was they would put them with an untouchable. Okay? That would be their partner, an untouchable. And an untouchable, even now, the caste system in India, the Brahmins, when they eat, they have a certain thing, they go after they eat, they have a washing, they do all these things. They wear the threefold cord, which is supposed to be the 3 channels of Kundalini, okay? But when they would have the tantric, they would put them, if an untouchable shadow touches you, they believe that it's unclean. So they won't even have a shadow touch them. So can you imagine, here is this Brahmin that everybody looks up to him, and he's, the highest level, this and that, and they give him, this is your partner, an untouchable. Okay? So it was, again, to break through those stereotypes. It was like in your face to break through, okay? So, so much of these things have been lost, and now they take something or Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini Yoga has nothing to do with the Kundalini path, okay? They are not synonymous. They are not the same, okay? A Kundalini path is one thing, Kundalini Yoga is another thing. Just like the Tantra they're doing now, the sexualized, it's another thing, okay? So again, you come and try to break through people's ideologies, break through their conditionings, okay? And that's what, when the Kundalini awakens, that's what it does. Like I say, it's a rotor-rooter of consciousness. You go through all the levels and layers of consciousness, okay? And you have to be confronted directly with your fears, your ideologies, your conditionings, okay? Like I said, sometimes you can be there, and there are some things that are going with, you can tell where they're at by what type of dreams they're having. When Kundalini is really active, you'll have dreams of lots of snakes. Cars are usually representative of bodies. Fire means the one channel is open, okay? But yeah, it's very typical when Kundalini awakes, you start having dreams of snakes coming and wanting to bite you, and it's representative of this Kundalini is awakening, okay? So you can tell where they're at based upon what type of dreams. The further you go, when you start breaking through the ego, you'll have buildings exploding, mountains exploding, lots of explosions happening, okay, things crumbling. And a lot of times the dreams you have, you'll be in, aware of the dreaming as you're dreaming, okay? So you can change things in the dream. Some of them will be, just absolutely vivid. Especially if you're having something to do with a past life that you need to see in order to go forward. Those will be very, very point blank, just, one time you'll be inside the body, and the next time you'll be out of the body to show you you're not this body, okay? So all of these types of things start happening. All of your senses get so overloaded, just your hearing is like 10 times more than it was. It'll be hard to go where people are talking because it'll just be like loudspeakers. And then as Kundalini goes through the Nadi system, you have all of these sounds that happen. You'll hear bagpipes, you'll hear, the ringing. You can hear, for me, when it opened up, it was birds. In the middle of the night, sounded like hundreds of birds. And at the time when that opened, I was married, and I told my husband, "There's birds. I wish I'd shut up." He goes, "What birds? Have you lost your mind? There are no birds." It's the middle of the night that you hear birds. For me, it was birds. Okay, but then it changes as it goes through the Nadi system. The sounds change. You'll have a lot of different types of sounds. One of the things that was really freaky was when it was one of probably the spirit guides came over and they went by my ear and they go, "Ah!" And it was like, you jump. Oh my God, your body will feel like you've got an earthquake going on. The energy will physically move your body. And still to this day, if I'm doing energy work on somebody, the energy will go one way, it'll stop, it'll go the other way, it'll ground, okay? Energy's one way, energy's the other way, then it goes right up the spine. You just feel it. And physically you'll move. That still goes on. When it awakens, you start having kriyas, okay? Mudras. Your hands will start going mudras. You'll have different mudras. You may have spontaneous mantra come up. You'll find yourself doing yoga moves. And it's not you, it's the energy moving it. When I had the point of the yoga move, I couldn't believe what was happening, how my body was contorting into all these yoga moves. Okay. When it's doing with that, and this is why I say when you have a Kundalini awakening, do not do ideology of Kundalini yoga moves, because your body is going to do the yoga moves it needs to connect the various pathways. And if you're trying to do some set thing, which is fine for an exercise before it wakes up, but when it wakes up, you can actually put blockages in if you're trying to do other moves than what is naturally coming. Okay. Yeah, and I'm going to leave that here for now. Okay. But everyone has their own journey in their own time. I don't tell everyone it's time to awaken their Kundalini, because once it's open, you can't shut it. Once it's open, it may take a number of lifetimes to complete, and a lot of people think, well, I'll just get in there and I'll work hard and I'll be done in a year. I'm going to be an enlightened being in a year. No, you're not going to be an enlightened being in a year. Get ready. It may take a number of lifetimes. But the good thing is, you pick up where you left off. Something will trigger you in your next life, and you'll pick up where you left off and continue forward. So it is worth it if you are ready for that. But again, you have to be ready for it. Like last lifetime, I can tell you I was a monk, I was male, and they were introducing me to a ceremony. Now I have vivid recollection of that in this lifetime, and at first I was, what is that? Because I had no remembrance of it, consciously no remembrance of it. But I come to find out after I had these vivid recollections. I went and looked it up in the library, and it's called the Chode ceremony. Now, Chode, in the Buddhist thing, is when you are calling on these beings, the hungry ghosts that come and feed on your flesh. Well, it became very real to me in that lifetime. I was thinking, oh, very symbolic. Sure, let's do it. Yeah. And no, it wasn't symbolic. It becomes very, very real, and you can feel these things. Hungry ghosts tearing at your flesh. And I went crazy in that lifetime. Literally, I went crazy. I did not complete it. Okay. And it picked up where it left off in this lifetime. I had a number of things that happened to me. Was basically, I saw later that connection of what it was. It became more physical in this lifetime. And it finally came to go through that portion. But yeah, the point being is you've got to be ready for it. Okay? And you may think you're ready for it, but when it's actually there and it's projecting outward, it will be as real, if not more real, than the hard objects that you see in this lifetime. Okay? So, again, it's not something you pick up and play and then put it down. It is not that type of a thing. Okay? You are doing this path 7 days a week. And people say, well, how long do you meditate? I said, really? How long? Okay. You're doing it 24/7. Okay, 24/7 you are doing some sort of spiritual practice. So again, people have this false idea, well, I'll get these things and I'll sit and I'll do mantra and I'll do it for an hour. You know, ring my bell, do my thing, and I'm done for the day, and it's all good. Not in the Kundalini path. That's not the way that works. So anyway, it does lead to enlightenment, but again, it can take lifetimes to get there. And what is enlightenment? Enlightenment is simply that you've gone, beyond the veil, okay? The idea of ego form deconstructs, and one is within that, what I call the divine is. That's the only thing that exists at that point. You are not, neither have you ever been. You have been a dream, So it's a big shift of consciousness that takes place. And one goes from the realm of Divida to Advaita. And you are within the flow of that divine is. Okay? So everything you thought you knew is, that's why I call Nibbana, blown out. It's blown out. Okay? So again, it's a huge shift of consciousness. And you know that is eternal. Life is eternal. Okay? These are just the vehicle forms to be able to experience this realm. And there are many realms, many different types of realms. And in each realm, you'll have a different type of a body shape, whether it's a light body form or whether you have here, we have a corporeal form for a time. Okay, until we get ready to leave this form, and then we go into, again, the light body. Okay, once we leave this body, we're a light body. Okay, so that's it. This went way longer than I thought. I thought it was going to be like, 5-minute chitty chat. No, and it's like that. When you complete thing, you just go with the flow. You go with the flow. There's nothing manufactured here, and I think I'm going to talk about this and this and this and this. It's not like that. It comes and it flows, and that's it. You just go, okay. So anyway, that's it for now. it's probably getting time to take Mr. Maxi Poo again and give them time to continue to tune things up, new frequency. So anyway, namaste. Thank you. Love and light to everyone. Please continue to be safe out there. And I'll see you online.